in this lesson we're gonna take a look how masking works inside Embergen. So let's go ahead first and add a force noise. Let's go ahead and click on force noise, and if I scroll down, I want to increase the amplitude, let's say maybe 220, just to see the noise better. So as you see, we have the noise on the fire and the smoke at the same time. And if I scroll down, you can see here we have the masking. So basically I can mask the fields. For example, if I go ahead and set this one to 0, now the force noise will have no effect on the smoke or the fire. Let's go back, and if I set that to 50, now we're gonna have 50% of the force noise on the fire and the smoke. Let's go ahead and set that to 0, and here you can see we have the velocity mask. So basically the noise will be applied where the velocity is high. So if I increase that, as you see, the noise has an effect on the smoke and the fire. Let's go ahead and set that to 0, and this one works the same way. So basically we are applying the noise where the temperature is high. Let's set that to 100. Now as you see, we are applying the noise on the temperature, and the same works for the smoke. So basically this will add the noise where the smoke is very dense. Let's set that maybe to 80. So now the noise will be applied on the smoke, and it didn't apply the noise on the fire, as you see. Let's go ahead and make it higher, maybe to 50, just to see it better. So as you see, we have more turbulence on the smoke, and you can visualize that by going to the visuals and click on enable a gizmo, and now I can see the noise. And of course you can play with the visual. You can change that to the grid if you like to, and you can control the density of the arrows from here, and you can control with the arrow size too, and we have the thickness too. So these options are just for visualization. So let's go ahead and disable that, and now I'm gonna click on the mask shapes input, and I'm gonna click on primitive, and let's leave it at a sphere. So as you see, we don't see the sphere, so let's go ahead to the force noise, and if I go to general, I can click on show force mask. So now I can see the sphere, and let's move it up somewhere there, and let's make it bigger. And now the force will be applied just inside the sphere. So let's go ahead and play that. Let's hide it so we can see the smoke. So as you see, when the smoke enters the sphere, it gets more turbulent. We may need to 4, maybe 6, just to see the effect. Let's go ahead and click on the sphere. So if I move it down, you can see we get more turbulence. And if you go to the force noise again, let's go to the visual and enable the gizmo, you can see the arrows are just inside the sphere. And if I go ahead and apply another force, let's say line force, and I'm gonna rotate it somewhere there, and let's disable that, or let's disconnect it, and let's go to the push strength. So now the fire going to the right, I think it's so high. So now if I connect that there, and let's show that and move it to the right, up maybe, and let's disable that for now. And now the smoke should go to the right when enters the sphere, as you see. And you can apply the same technique to other forces too, like toroidal force or the point force too. And let's go ahead and disconnect the force from here. And if you go to the simulation, and you can see we have a tab called mask here too. So this will mask the simulation. For example, if I increase the intensity, I am masking the entire simulation, as you see. And you can change that to box or cylinder.